Welcome to Biography Central. You are listening to Life of Sri Ramakrishna, a complete biography. Chapter 2. Birth. Khudiram stayed about a month at Gaya, performing various ceremonies according to the scriptures. He went to the shrine of Vishnu, or Gadadhar as he is called, and offered oblations to his departed forefathers. The joy which he felt on that day can better be imagined than described, for he had discharged one of his obligations as a son according to the scriptures. He felt that the spirits of his ancestors were blessing him. Full of humility and gratitude, he thanked God again and again for giving him the opportunity of fulfilling his obligation. That night, he had a strange dream. He felt himself transported again to the temple of Gadadhar, where in the solemn silence of the sacred precincts, he found his forefathers feasting with gladdened hearts on the oblations. Suddenly, a divine effulgence filled the room, and the spirits of the departed fell reverently on their knees before a luminous person seated on a throne. The effulgent one beckoned to Khudiram, who came forward and, with a heart full of devotion, prostrated himself. Addressing Khudiram in a tone of great sweetness, he said, "I am well pleased at your sincere devotion. I am born again and again, to chastise the wicked and protect the virtuous. This time I shall be born in your cottage and accept you as my father." Khudiram was struck dumb with awe. When he regained the power of speech, he said, "No, my lord, I am not fit for this favor. Thou hast already shown me more than I deserve. I am too poor to serve thee properly." The Lord consoled and reassured him. Khudiram awoke, his heart thrilled with joy. He understood that a divine being would bless his home, but he resolved to say nothing of his experience. He returned home about the end of April. In the meantime, Chandradevi was also having strange visions. One night she dreamed that a luminous person exactly resembling her husband was at her side. The vision persisted even after she awoke. She thought that someone must have broken into her room and that the sound of footsteps had caused the dream. She arose, lit the lamp, but found the door bolted on the inside. She became so nervous that she was unable to sleep the rest of the night. Next morning, she called two of her friends, Prasanna, the daughter of their Madaslaha, and Dani, her blacksmith neighbor, and told them what had happened. They laughed at her, told her not to repeat the absurd story, and assured her that it was nothing but a dream. Another day, when she was standing with Dani before the Shiva temple adjacent to her house, she saw a flood of celestial light issue from the image of Lord Shiva and dart towards her. She was about to speak of the phenomenon to her friend when the light entered her body and completely overpowered her, rendering her unconscious. Dani nursed her back to consciousness, and hearing the whole story, was at first puzzled and then took it as a nervous disease. But Chandra felt as if she were with child. The first thing that struck Khudiram after his return was the change in his wife. Her natural kindness of heart was increased to such a degree that it overflowed in every direction. More than ever, she considered it her duty to help her neighbors in every possible way, supplying their needs from her own stores, even going without food if necessary. And when she told Khudiram of her experience and that she felt that she was about to become a mother, he remembered his own visions at Gaya and was able to reassure her by telling her that they were going to be blessed with a divine child and that supernatural happenings were to be looked for in such a case. He advised her not to speak of her visions to anyone. Chandra was greatly consoled and passed her days in complete resignation to the will of Raghavir. The present living members of the Chatterjee family relate that the prospective mother began to have visions almost daily. Sometimes she felt the presence of celestial beings. At other times, she heard voices. One day, she awoke from sleep to hear the tinkling of bells from a child's anklets. Sometimes she was found speaking in whispers with invisible beings. She told of her strange experiences to her husband, saying that she had them not during prayer or meditation, but with her eyes wide open. We make no attempt to explain the strange incidents narrated above. We shall only remind a reader that similar stories are associated with the advent of prophets and incarnations all over the world. The incidents here related are not based on mere hearsay, but, as far as possible, have been gathered from authentic sources. The blessed hour for which Kudharam and Chandra were anxiously waiting at last came closer. On the morning of February 17th, in the year 1836, Chandra told her husband that the time of her delivery was at hand, but the following night was almost over, at which time, with the help of Dani, Chandra gave birth to a boy. The lying-in room where the respected stranger was born was a small, but containing a husking machine and an oven for boiling paddy. It was the vernal season, and nature had breathed new life into the world after the long winter. Birds with their sweet chirpings and flowers with delicious perfume heralded the advent of the new prophet, who with infinite love in one hand and infinite knowledge in the other, came to deliver his message of hope to suffering humanity. After giving the necessary assistance to the mother, Dani turned her attention to the babe, which, to her surprise, was not where she had placed it. It had slipped into the adjacent oven and was lying there half covered with ashes, without uttering a cry. She picked up the infant and was astonished to find that it was as large as a child 6 months old. When the friends heard the glad tidings, there was great rejoicing, and blasts of conch shells announced the blessed event to the outside world. Kudharam, an adept in astrology, found that the infant was born at a most auspicious moment, giving promise of a brilliant future. Celebrated astrologers later corroborated this and prophesied a great and illustrious career for him. Kudharam was overjoyed that the prospective greatness of his son confirmed his vision at Gaya and explained the experiences of Chandradevi. He named him Gadadhar because of his wonderful experience at Gaya. I hope you like this chapter. We need volunteers and sponsors to create content with even better quality and with more variety. If you wish to join this initiative as a volunteer or sponsor, please click the links given in description below. To help us reach more viewers, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Biography Central. Thank you for your time. It means a lot. Namaste.